So for me, temperance here represents, okay, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting, first of all, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and I'm getting Aquarius for you. Those have some meaning. For me, obviously, we have the major arcana, Temperance and the Tower card, and I'll just so you can see that a bit closer. And see what I was talking about releasing with the Tower card. This is something that is missing in the foundation of your past or growing up or in a relationship, or this could also be a very spiritual aspect of yourself that I feel through some spirituality or there's something that is trying to heal itself so that you aren't feeling stuck like this. So I feel that there is a process going on. Look, if you look at this, and I'm being led to say, do not give up the fight. Okay? Because we have this Eight of Wands. Now, this could be indicative of many things, but I wanted to point this out. This is movement very fast. Then I feel like there's stagnation. Then there's kind of like this back and forth situation where you may be making a decision. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Most likely you're going to be doing something that alters it. But then you get stuck again. This Tower is in reverse. And often I see, for me, the major arcana is usually more extreme in the reverse. But I am looking and I am focusing on their feet. So I feel like something is changing. Something is being activated physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, where you are trying to land on your feet again. But there's darkness. See how it goes light, dark, gray, or with Archangel Michael, though, I love him. So, but this is very spiritual. Then it's dark again. And, here's the light of getting what it is that you want. Now, this is fruition. This is fulfillment. This is abundance and attainment. Is it in a simple road? No. I feel like these may be forces or people around you. This could be a situation where it feels like it's moving, and then stops. And then there's negotiations, or they appear back in your life and then it stops. And if there is, for example, somebody, and this could definitely be in love, where they are coming in, going out, coming in, going out at their own leisure. Look, if it doesn't bother you, then that's great. But if this is somebody who is making promises or commitments or saying, let's get things going, and they're gung-ho and they're ready to go, and then all of a sudden they're hurting you, it's really time to really think about what it is that you can do, especially if this is regarding a marital situation where there's negotiations back and forth. How can you make this work? Or if you can't make it work, how can you, if this is a major disruption, like somebody says, I want a divorce, I don't want to be together. You may be just a couple. You may not be married. It may feel like a marriage because, oh gosh, or somebody doesn't have a voice, which usually happens, when that starts happening to me. I feel like somebody has been keeping things so deep down that it's time to rise up and express how you feel in a very kind of balanced way. So in other words, we don't want things to build up to the point where they just erupt or there's fights or arguments. We don't, want these kinds of explosions. So, I really think that this may represent a situation, as I was saying, in love where you have to decide, is this working? Is this not? And for some of you, I feel like you are going to be making a decision by the end of June. And I think some of you are this is, to me, very much card also of independence. I mean, and this could be male or female, but they stand strong. It's like, you've earned this right for relaxation or, it's been a long, hard road to get here because it takes a while to get to the 9, the 10 of Pentacles. So, but just remember that these things are happening because of this. So things in moderation, having patience with yourself. It could feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But I feel like there's light at the end of this tunnel. Now, I am getting something possibly about difficulty in sleeping. Some of you may also be traveling. Now, I'm hearing that this trip could be like a retreat. I feel like some of you may be going to a spa or some kind of relaxing retreat. It may be a spiritual retreat. Could be like for a weekend. Some of you may not be going, though, until August or September. But like you're looking forward to it. So in the meantime, do what you can do to find a happy medium, because these are kind of extreme cards where there's movement, and it's just kind of like, oh my gosh, nothing's happening. And it gets to the point where, it's like ruminating with your thoughts. But I think that this really has to go back, and it may have to do with your past. Something was built or created on a faulty base, a faulty structure. There were leaks in this to begin with. So some of you may be dealing actually with construction issues that, with a building, for example. And this may also have something to do, because there's quite a bit of water, where there could be actual, like water damage, or something is dripping or leaking in that way. But I feel like for me also, this has to do with the foundations of one's home or the foundations of a relationship. And I feel like somebody is, this could be somebody that you really love, and I feel like they come in and then they go away. And then they come back and then they go away. So I think that some of you are really going to be deciphering if you want this pattern to continue. And if you want this person in your life. I think that also this is very much work related. I feel that some of you may be discovering that you have a higher calling. Guys, I get something about nurturing, that you may have some healing abilities, that you may even be considering going to learn something, like you're changing. You are changing yourself. This could even be something like nursing school, or considering doing Reiki, or I'm getting something like that, something with the chakras, and even considering going to med school, or becoming a doctor, something like that, taking care of other people. There may be somebody that's a family member that, that you're dealing with some issues about having to take care of them, that it's kind of turned your world upside down or your home upside down. And you're trying to, maybe they're having to move in with you temporarily till you find a suitable place where they are happy. So this doesn't necessarily have to represent you. It could be a loved one in the family where you're trying to, help them heal. There's something about healing though. Healing the heart, the soul, and physically healing is what I'm getting. And there may even be, I'm getting something possibly surgically, that maybe somebody is having surgery done like on their neck or their foot, or something like that, where may even be like carpal tunnel is what I'm getting. So the hands, where you're and this may not be you. This may be somebody around you or somebody that you work with. Maybe they're out of work temporarily for the rest of June. And that's why you're having, you're feeling like this, like you're overloaded. You're having to take care of somebody because, they're not able to work. So either you've got an overload in the workplace or they may temporarily be living with you, or you may be trying to find them a place to live. So, but I get, try and focus on, I feel like there's a buildup for somebody of anger. So you may be angry at somebody. Somebody may be angry at you. And I feel like the more balanced, the more that focused you are in terms of finding, where it's not explosive communication or harsh communication or communication that is hurtful. That's not going to help the dynamic. So look at it from a different perspective, if that makes sense. And that may be helpful in terms of communicating with this person. But I do feel that there's a decision that some of you are making, and I get the word release. And it's going to release you from things that have been building up. Toxicities. This could even be addictions that some of you, or drinking, and it may not be you, but it's somebody around you. I'm also getting the words like, I guess they call it, where somebody has given, like they've quit doing their addiction, but they're still acting as if they're still addicted to it. So there is something that's still broken within them. I think they call it, I don't like this terminology, but I think it's called like, if it's drinking, like a dry drunk, where this person's quit drinking, but they're behaving or having withdrawals like they haven't. And so they may be needing to kind of go to a place where it's healing for them. And I'm getting, what's that? Rehab. Thank you. I couldn't think of it. So that may be going on. But whatever this is, it's always darkest before the dawn. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. And that's what I want you to focus on, is moving away. And I think that with this 8 and this 9 here, we have actually 2 9s here. And I feel like with 2 9s here, one of you may need to spend some time alone to get some reflection on what it is that you want in your home and in your life. And then I feel like a decision is going to be made of what you want. So some of you may even be thinking of moving or moving. This may not just be indicative of travel. It may be moving or moving away from somebody or moving away from a situation that is no longer serving you. It's just become overwhelming. Like you need a break. Could be that they need a break from you, but I'm not feeling it that way because I'm seeing you as this kind of the moderator or finding balance in your life. I feel like this is you.